Wellington Academy wasn't just any school. It was an institution where excellence was demanded, ambition was cultivated, and the pressure to succeed could drive even the brightest students to the edge. Every year, the fight for valedictorian was intense, but this year, it felt like a storm was brewing beneath the polished surface of honor rolls and graduation speeches. 4 seniors sat scattered in the grand, wood-paneled library, a place that had witnessed countless late-night study sessions and whispered secrets. The first was the Golden Girl, the one everyone knew as perfect. She had transferred from a prestigious school after dominating academics and extracurriculars, earning valedictorian twice. Her hair was always impeccable, her demeanor calm, but behind those steel blue eyes lay a ruthless determination no one suspected. She was used to winning, and she wasn't about to let anyone take her crown this time. Across the room sat the quiet genius, the type of student who rarely raised his hand but whose test scores were legendary. No one really knew his story, a mystery child from a small town with no family to speak of. He seemed content to bury himself in books and algorithms. But as the year wore on, it became clear his silence masked something deeper. He watched, calculated, and didn't miss a single detail in the battle unfolding around him. Then there was the student body president. Charismatic, charming, and magnetic, she had cultivated friendships and alliances that many envied. Her smile could light up a room, but rumors whispered of her less than honest tactics. Some students claimed she had bribed staff or bullied weaker students into submission. Whether true or not, she was in the top 3 and wasn't shy about playing dirty if it meant securing victory. The wild card was the newest student, a girl with a troubled past and a reputation whispered about in the halls. She had arrived mid-year under a cloud of scandal, transferred after accusations at her previous school. Despite being on probation and under scrutiny, she had quickly climbed the ranks, raising eyebrows and suspicions. But beneath the rebellious exterior was a secret she desperately guarded, a secret that, if revealed, would destroy her chances forever. They all knew the stakes, but none of them saw the unseen hand pulling the strings. It began with a subtle disappearance. The Golden Girl's final term paper, her magnum opus that could seal her victory, was missing. She had uploaded it days earlier to the school's secure portal, but now it was gone, erased without a trace. Panic surged as she raced to the tech department, only to discover that her account had been accessed multiple times by someone using a proxy IP address. Someone was sabotaging her. Meanwhile, whispers spread about the student body president's shadowy dealings. Several students reported that a teaching assistant, known for his leniency, had been seen handing out exam hints. The quiet genius, who had long suspected foul play, decided to dig deeper. He started shadowing the teaching assistant, uncovering coded messages and secret meetings that hinted at an elaborate cheating scheme. As tensions escalated, the wild card's fragile facade began to crack. Behind closed doors, she confided in a close friend about her hidden pregnancy and the lengths she was willing to go to protect her future. Her fear wasn't just about losing the competition, it was about survival. Then came the anonymous tip. Late one night, the quiet genius received a message on an encrypted app, a screenshot of a private group chat between the student body president and the teaching assistant. In the chat, they plotted to undermine their rivals, deleting files, spreading rumors, and creating distractions. It was a calculated campaign of sabotage designed to ensure the president's win. As he showed the evidence to the Golden Girl, the wild card suddenly appeared at the library's heavy doors, face pale, eyes wide with panic. Someone was missing. The missing student was the 5th competitor, a prodigy known for her brilliance and reclusive nature. She had always kept to herself, avoiding drama, but now she had vanished without a word. Her locker was untouched, her phone silent, and no one had seen her leave. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some whispered she had been bullied out. Others feared something more sinister, kidnapping, or worse. The school administration launched an immediate investigation, but the atmosphere was thick with fear and suspicion. Inside the walls of Wellington Academy, the competition had turned deadly serious. Every student was a suspect. Every whispered conversation might hold a clue. And the race for valedictorian had become a fight for survival. How far would they go to win? And what secrets would be exposed before the final bell? The school was in chaos. The news of the missing prodigy spread like wildfire, each whisper fanning the flames of fear and paranoia. Students eyed one another with suspicion, alliances crumbled, and the pressure cooker of the valedictorian race began to implode. What started as a fierce academic competition had transformed into a dark mystery, one that threatened to expose every secret the students desperately tried to hide. The Golden Girl paced nervously in her room, replaying every moment of the past week. Her final term paper was gone, her reputation at risk, and now, this disappearance? She realized that the stakes were higher than she'd ever imagined. Determined to protect her future, she started digging into her classmates' lives, hoping to find a lead. What she discovered was disturbing: a pattern of encrypted messages, deleted files, and hidden conversations pointing to someone orchestrating chaos behind the scenes. Across town, the quiet genius sat alone in the library's back corner, surrounded by a fortress of notebooks and laptops. The encrypted app had revealed much more than just a cheating ring. It showed a complex web of manipulation involving not only the student body president and the teaching assistant but also a handful of other staff members who had their own reasons for wanting control over the school's prestigious valedictorian title. The teaching assistant, it seemed, was just the tip of the iceberg. He was a pawn in a much larger game. The student body president, meanwhile, was throwing herself into damage control. With her usual charm, she held meetings with faculty and parents, spinning a narrative that painted her as the victim of malicious rumors. But behind closed doors, she met secretly with the teaching assistant, their voices low, tense, filled with urgency and fear. They knew the missing student wasn't just a coincidence, she was a threat to everything they'd worked for. And they were running out of time. Meanwhile, the wild card, battling her own private nightmare of a hidden pregnancy, found herself caught in the crossfire. One night, after a particularly heated confrontation with the Golden Girl over stolen notes and sabotaged projects, she received a cryptic text: "Meet me in the old auditorium. I have proof." Fear and curiosity warred within her, but she knew ignoring the message wasn't an option. If she wanted to survive, she needed answers, and fast. In the shadowy depths of the school's old auditorium, the wild card met with a quiet genius, who handed over a USB drive. "This," he said softly, "contains recordings and messages from the missing student." She was uncovering the truth, something so big, it could destroy everyone involved. The wild card plugged in the drive and watched in horror as videos played, secret meetings between faculty and students, whispered threats, and evidence of bribery, blackmail, and academic fraud. The missing prodigy had been building a case, gathering dirt on every player in the game. But the most shocking revelation was yet to come. The final file was a recording of a conversation between the student body president and an unknown accomplice, plotting to silence the missing student permanently. The plan wasn't just sabotage, it was kidnapping. As the school's investigation intensified, police were called in, but every lead seemed to hit a wall. The missing student's phone was found, wiped clean, and her social media accounts were mysteriously deleted. The administration was tight-lipped, concerned about the school's reputation. Meanwhile, students began to disappear from social events, avoiding each other, eyes darting nervously in the hallways. Rumors exploded that the valedictorian race was rigged, that grades had been tampered with, exams leaked, and friendships bought. The Golden Girl found herself targeted by anonymous threats, accusing her of orchestrating the entire scheme. The quiet genius was labeled a hacker, feared for his secretive nature. The student body president's once impeccable public image was crumbling under the weight of mounting evidence. Amid the chaos, the wild card discovered something terrifying: a secret room beneath the school's old gymnasium, accessed through a hidden door in the basement. Inside, there were signs that someone had been held captive: old blankets, discarded food containers, and most chillingly, a set of handcuffs. Her heart pounded. Could the missing student have been held here? As she explored, she was startled by footsteps. Someone was coming. She hid, breath shallow, as the student body president and teaching assistant entered, speaking in hushed tones about finishing the plan and covering their tracks. The wild card recorded their conversation, risking everything to capture the truth. Back in the library, the Golden Girl and the Quiet Genius joined forces, realizing that only together could they unravel the conspiracy. But trust was fragile, and betrayal lurked around every corner. The question wasn't just who would win valedictorian, it was who would survive the deadly game unfolding within Wellington Academy. The tension inside Wellington Academy had reached a breaking point. The school was no longer just a battleground for academic superiority, it had become a trap, a place where secrets, lies, and desperation collided with deadly consequences. Every student, every faculty member, was a suspect. Everyone had something to hide, and now, no one was safe. The Golden Girl, the Quiet Genius, and the Wild Card formed an uneasy alliance, united by the chilling discoveries they'd made. They planned to expose the conspirators during the upcoming school assembly, the perfect stage to reveal the truth to the entire student body and faculty. But what they didn't realize was how deep the betrayal went, and how much was at stake. In the days leading up to the assembly, the Wild Card continued to secretly investigate the hidden room beneath the gymnasium. What she found there sent chills down her spine. Scrawled on the walls were cryptic messages, threats, warnings, and desperate pleas for help. The missing student had left clues that pointed to someone on the inside helping her. But who? The Quiet Genius, working late one night in the library, hacked into the school's private records and uncovered something explosive, a forged transcript bearing the signature of the principal himself. The missing student had been onto a scheme involving falsified grades, bribed teachers, and manipulated college recommendations. The principal was not just complicit, he was the mastermind. Meanwhile, the Golden Girl received a message on her phone: "Meet me at the auditorium tonight. I have something you need to see." With trembling hands, she went, only to find the missing student herself, alive but terrified, hiding in the shadows. She had escaped her captors but feared they were still after her. The reunion was bittersweet. The missing student revealed the full extent of the conspiracy. The student body president had coerced the teaching assistant, who in turn blackmailed teachers, and the principal had orchestrated the entire fraud to maintain the school's reputation and his own lucrative connections with colleges. The missing student had threatened to blow the whistle, and they had tried to silence her, through kidnapping and worse. But the Wild Card's secret recording had given them leverage. At the assembly, with every eye watching, the trio stepped forward. The Wild Card played the damning audio of the student body president and teaching assistant plotting the kidnapping, the Quiet Genius revealed the forged documents, and the Golden Girl told the story of the missing student's escape and the web of lies. The auditorium erupted in shock. The principal tried to maintain control, but the police arrived, tipped off anonymously, and arrested him along with the student body president and teaching assistant. The truth was out, and justice seemed imminent. Yet, just as relief washed over them, the final twist hit. The Wild Card's phone buzzed with an anonymous text: "You think it's over? The game has just begun." The sender was unknown, but the chilling message meant one thing: someone else had been pulling strings all along, someone far more dangerous and hidden in the shadows. The trio exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that their fight for truth was only the beginning. The school had deeper secrets, and the real mastermind was still out there, watching, waiting, ready to strike again. The valedictorian race was over, but the scandal had only just begun.